Intelligent dude. Why does it take a man to go the whole 90 feet of a basketball court for y'all to meet us at half court?
They say that they're emotionally intelligent just because they can identify what emotions they're experiencing. Emotional intelligence is two-sided. So it's not just about you identifying your emotions, it's about you identifying the emotions of another person as well. Being aware of another person's emotions, okay? Managing your emotions, understanding your influence and how your emotions can disrupt somebody else's emotional process. There are many women, when they see that there is really a man who is emotionally intelligent, that means that he can read me as well. Not only can he read me, but he can co-regulate. So he can regulate his emotions, but he can help me regulate mine because he understands this is an interdependent relationship. We're doing this as a we. If you are really emotionally intelligent, maybe you got a little more work to do when it comes to that, just based off of what it is that you said. I guarantee you women will naturally be attracted to you. They will come in like flocks if they see that, no, it's not just about him saying that, yes, I'm angry today. And so since I'm angry, I'm going to throw some things around, but I can identify that I'm angry. No, I'm angry and I'm regulating this and I understand how my anger is impacting you and that you are a part of my internal experience. So I need to make sure that you're good as well. If you do that, that woman will meet you way more than half court. She'll get past the half line.
That's right there. We just sit there and watch that video. That's another example of a man provision from a man for a man to have for his woman. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Those are some of the benefits that y'all only thing y'all talk about is just money, money, money. But no, we provide more. You know, being a provider is providing for her mentally. Mentally, like she said, we got to get her emotions regulated, get her back into a safe space. And she could feel like she could have that conversation where she could feel like she's vulnerable. That's a job. Ladies, it's not an easy job.
I think we all agree that you're right. We want that too.
Let me finish real fast, Brittany. I promise you. A man is willing to do those things, as well as he's got to maintain his own emotions, his own mentality. You know, that's not an easy job to do, but guess what? A man is willing to do that. A man is willing to put his feelings, his emotion, what he's got going on the back burner in order to get you regulated. That's what the sacrifice a man is willing to do. I said a man, not a boy. I said a man.
Well, mentally was one of the first things that I talked about when we were referring to Dr. Bryant and what she said as far as being covered. I don't know if you all remember that, but I said that.
Yeah, you did. That ain't what Dr. Bryant said, though.
Too, man.
Talking about,
you talk about that money.
Wait, what? I said, I wrote it down. Mentally, physically, and financially those were the 3 points that I made when we were talking about Dr. Bryant. She used the term fully covered and comfortable and submission. So, I got the receipts, Hink.
period.
I know that's right, man.
Do y'all feel like a lot of men get triggered when women start talking about like money to them? I feel like a lot of men get triggered.
They don't want women to want them for money, but they want to make a lot of money so they can provide it for the woman and protect it for the woman.
Well, no, it's the fact that men don't want to feel as if they're getting used.
I understand
the first video pointed out a woman that's literally abusing the power that she has as a female with having a vagina. Apparently, to the dude that she was with, he thinks she's a bad bitch. You know, women using these things in an abusive manner. That's what men don't want to deal with. So in my opinion, if we're in a conversation, Kelly, we go out, we just meet, and one of the first things that you start talking about is money, is well, I don't want to deal with her because the money is the primary focus. You know what I'm saying? The money ain't shit. The money is here. The money will go. But how solid are you going to remain? So I think when women bring up money, then it's like it is a trigger, because it's like all she cares about is money when I bring so much more than money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you're bringing up money on a date with a simp, that's a green light for him. That works for him. He doesn't mind because that's what he's known for. He's like, oh, I got the money to give you what you want, and you got the body to give me what I want, so let's do it. That's why he married her. I don't think she kept that a secret. I don't think that she hid from him that she was about money?
I mean, I'm not saying that she did. I was just going off of what Angie said. The average male, especially nowadays with the agendas that's being pushed on social media. Whenever I hear a female talk about money, you know, the 50-50 conversation, it's a turnoff, and I ain't even in the market. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's, who cares? You know, if it works for you, it works for you. If it don't, it don't. But if that's what the primary focus is in the relationship, in the conversation, then that's a relationship that won't flourish.
So yeah, I mean, I would be turned off by a financial conversation on date one. Like, that's not even what you need to be talking about. So yeah, I mean, you keep it moving. You move on to the next if that's not what works for you. But there's plenty of men who feel like they could just throw their money around and that gets them what they want. Whether it's a, you know, what did she say? You got to deal with somebody who's not used to dealing with a bad bitch. That's what she said.
Right, but those men are typically the same men that women complain about. You know, that's the problem. That's the contradictory part.
I think the hard part about watching this is the fact that the last two women, I've watched many of their clips, many, and these are not their topics. Their topic is not money. That's not their topic. They're talking about things that's more in depth, that's not so shallow. And then the woman on the first clip, I've seen the beginning of her clips and I instantly scroll through because I can see the difference in character. So when you talk about these women's opinions and make them come out to be something they not based off of one clip, I feel like the problem in society today is men don't know how to differentiate between the women that you, the last two women, and the first woman you saw. Those are two completely different women based on how they carried themselves, how they gave their explanation, the other things that they named that they valued. They were more detailed in their explanation. I wish y'all could replay that Lisa Ray clip one more time because the last four things were not monetary. She had took a big pause and named other things after that. But not even just that. The doctor, when you hear her talk, she's talking about family. She talks about love. If y'all go, I'm gonna see if I can find the clips that I saw when she talked about women, but she just don't give this criticism to women. She give this criticism to men. Y'all are not able to identify the, not y'all, because I'm not gonna say these men on the panel like y'all be trying to include us to be like them. But a lot of men don't know how to identify the woman that is just trying to make sure she's picking a good option versus the woman who's trying to abuse the option that she has.
How can you expect the man to how can you expect the man to know the difference if they're literally saying the same thing?
They're not, though. That's the thing, and it's the tone that they're saying in. It's like when you're like she said, emotional intelligence is a very, very big thing. It's a very, very big thing. And I think that's why a lot of guys don't want to be like the simp guy that a lot of us good women need in this community. They don't want to be that. But overall, yeah. Go ahead, Hank.
So, guys, what people find most important are what they're going to say first. If I find my wife to be the most important thing in my life, she's going to be the first thing I name. She's not going to be the 5th, the 20th, or 2 lists over. That's not the case. So when she's talking about money off the rip, because that's what's most important to her. That's what I said. That's what's more important. Now you trying to clean it up, talking about when she's talking about these other things. Well, bullshit. That's second and third. She damn near forgot about the shit. It was so far back in the head, not as important as the other things. The main thing she talked about was money. That's the first thing she talked about. Why? Because it's more important to her.
This is what the clips do to women and men the same way they do to Donald Trump. They'll take these educated women.
Come on
Now let me finish talking. They'll take these educated women and they will take apart Like these women who's actually caring about love, women who actually do criticize both parts, and they will take this one clip that she say and discredit the whole podcast. Y'all have to go and if y'all not listening to these women on their podcast on a like daily, the full clips, of course you're gonna disagree. Of course you're gonna disagree. But based on, see, it's funny because when we talk about, if one of us came on here, we said we dated a man and he was struggling and stuff like that, and we tried to stick with him, y'all would get on our ass. But now that we saying that that type of man is a red flag, and we low key agreeing with y'all now, it's a problem. Y'all want to use that as an example when it's time to condemn us for our decisions. But then when we say, okay, we're going to make a better decision and not date a man in that position, we gold diggers and we wrong.
Well, I do want to say this. I mean, that's just like one clip. But even on the panel, we've asked some of the women their thoughts. And I think finances was one of the biggest things that they say has to be in order, right?
Did you see how y'all treated me when I said emotion? Remember the first time I came on the panel and I was saying I want a man who could be emotional to me? Hank looked at me like I was fucking crazy.
I mean, that was right. So that was important to you. One of the things that stand out to me when I look at these dating shows and when I hear people is when they are asked like what type of person you're looking for. Well, I want a God-fearing person. Those are one of those things that just stand out because you don't typically hear those things. If you look on the back of food, like the packaging, like the first 1 or 2 ingredients on the back of it is what mostly the food has in it. Like those 1 to 2, maybe the third. That food has mostly those particular items in there. So when you look at people, I believe with people when they say these things. And when we listen to Lisa Ray, and that was just a clip, maybe it might be some more context on the front end, I don't know. But when she was naming those things, it was almost like she didn't want to just sound like it was all about the money. So let me add these things on the back end. You know, similar to that guy that we saw when he talked about the top tier man. First thing he led was his height. His height, and he makes over 6 figures. Those are the things that he deemed as important to him to be out here on the dating market. So I think there's some truth into what you hear. It doesn't make them right or wrong. That's just how they think. And if you cool with that and you align with it, then y'all get together. If not, then go the other separate way. But I do believe there's some truth in what people say, even some of the things on the panel. They may try to clean it up depending on what the comments say and what the audience and how the panel respond, but there's some truth in it.
I think
but
when I heard
we are
the
definitely
emotion
leaving
that
out
I got back
context.
from that, I feel like the emotion I got back from that was I'm not dating this type of man because I just women, and this is just from a woman's experience, when you are making more, men are subconsciously insecure and tend to treat you a certain way. They tend to lack in other areas that are important to you. And it's hard to lead a man.
Well,
you should be leading a man.
That's what Lisa Ray was trying to say.